Good morning, YouTube. I'm Arthur.
I'm Danny.
I'm Richard.
And we'll be discussing our top 5-ish favorite decks. This is our own personal dadgum opinions, so say what you want to. We just do what we want to. Starts off with Richard at number 5.
My number 5 will be Ghost Ricks. I haven't actually gotten a chance to use this deck. I've seen deck profiles, and it's honestly one that I could pick up. Personally, I'm a fan of zombies, so I mean, yeah, alright, Danny?
For my number 5, I chose Dark Worlds. This is a deck that some people would say is not very competitive anymore, but just the history behind the deck and how strong it is, and I've faced against this deck, and I've used this deck, and I still use this deck, and this is a deck that actually I cannot peel myself away from because I really just like the way it plays and just the shenanigans it does, and sometimes it annoys my friends, and I just love playing the deck, and I think it's very strong. AJ.
Well, my 5th is Dragoonides. It's the deck that got me back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I still stick with it. Even when Ravine was hit and struck and beaten down, they still come back, and I tried to make him work, and it's not been the most consistent deck in my life, but it still holds a deep place in my heart. Number 4.
My number 4 would have to be the Pepe Magician variant. To be honest, I'm not really a fan of pendulums, but when I seen Pepe Magicians, honestly, I kind of started liking them at a point. I mean, I could see myself playing. It's a low-budget deck. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, you know, Danny?
My number 4 is Lightsworns, and not just as a deck in general, but kind of like as an engine. Because I've noticed that the Lightsworn engine can kind of just be mixed in with a lot of other decks to add consistency. Whether it be, you know, zombies or Perform Mages, which I'm actually running that variant. My favorite variant of Lightsworns is obviously the Dragon Sworn variant. But thanks to Dragon Sworns getting banned, or Dragon Rulers getting banned, I couldn't really run it anymore. So I am running the Perform Mage Sworn variant with thanks to Minerva, the Exalted Lightsworn, that just made the deck so much more powerful. And just the deck is very strong and just can go through like just the easy random consistency, and I just love the way it runs and just anything you put it into. AJ?
And you can't forget the most important part of the whole dadgum deck.
Yes. Judgment Dragon.
Judgment D-bag.
My favorite boss monster. One of my favorite boss monsters.
Well, my 4th favorite deck is Sylvans. It's something exciting because they're so daggum cute. Like, look at little Sylvan Marshleaf. He has a necktie that's a leaf. You can't deny that's so daggum cute. Anyway, the deck it can synchro, it can exceed, you can do whatever you want to with it. You can stack your deck. Who doesn't like to stack their deck? And it's legal. Like, come on. It's just so daggum diverse, and I enjoy it. I'm not the best at it, although I've been playing it for quite some time. Like, since it came out, I was like, oh, I'm going to play it. But, yeah, that's my number 4.
Alright, number 3. I'm going to have to go with Mermails. I mean, I like it, but it's not one of my top 2. It's very consistent, very powerful. You know, Danny?
Number 3 is Madolches. This is a deck that I've wanted to build ever since I heard about it. And actually, I can recall the day. We were doing like one of our little for fun tournaments with amongst all of our friends, and our friend Adam said, hey, did you hear there's a deck based on candy that has its own natural recurrence? And I was like, what? So I searched up, and it was Madolches, and I read what the cards all did, and I loved the deck to pieces ever since then. And I had to give
That's a food joke.
Yes. But I have to give a shout out to one of our good friends, Steven, still to this day, who gave me the Magdalenes that allowed me to finish the deck, because they were $15 at the time, and I was not willing to spend about $45. And just soon after that, they went even more up in price thanks to Angeli. Magdalenes are still the most expensive card in the deck because they haven't been reprinted as our good friend Angeli has, but Angeli has pushed the deck to the point of still being consistent and very powerful. And Tiramisu, according to others, is not power creepable because of its non-targeting shuffle ability, and I love Tiramisu. Tiramisu is the card to beat if you want to beat Madolches, so watch out.
My number 3 is Red Eyes, Black Dragon, and the whole entire deck that revolves around it. There's so many different ways you can build it. I am going to pull a hipster moment, and I liked the deck even before it had all of its new support. And then I sort of set it down for a while. I was like, oh man, I just can't get it going. And then they announced everything, and my eyes shone. Were like brand new lights. You have the possibility for rank 7s, now rank 4s with Retro Dragon. Yeah, retro. You got fusions, just like to be able to top deck a Red Eyes fusion into a 3200 beater, makes him compete and whip Blue Eyes' butt. And anyway, I just have always loved the deck, and I'm glad we can finally do something more with it. Yeah.
Alright, number 2. I'm going to have to go with Skull Servants. I personally play this deck as of right now. It is very fun, I must say. I mean, just like, you're just sitting there playing amongst your friends. First turn, you're sitting there with about, if you play it right, you could end up with a 6,000 attack monster right there at the beginning. So, I mean, it's a pretty fun deck. I love it to pieces. That is only 6,000, my bad. Anyway, I'll take it on to Danny over here.
My second favorite is Mermails. Now, this is a deck I've wanted to build for quite a bit of time, ever since I kind of seen it around the Dragon Ruler format, I would say. In fact, I was actually kind of playing a variant of it as our first regional. I was playing more of an Atlantean build with Megalo Atlanteans, I like to call it. And it was super strong and super powerful. And even today, it's super strong and super powerful. The only problem is I couldn't build the regular Mermail build just because it was so expensive. Megalo's going for over 70 a piece, and it was just annoying, and I couldn't pick it up and play it like I really wanted to. But until about last year in July or June, I was finally able to pick up the deck because I finally just sucked it up and I got it all because I noticed Neptibus was a thing, and I wasn't sure when exactly we were getting it, but I wanted to make sure I got my hands on it before the rise in price, and now I have the deck, I have the Neptibus build, and it's super fun, and I still love the deck to pieces, and I don't see myself ever quitting it ever time soon because it is the funnest deck in the world.
To pieces?
Yes, to pieces.
That doesn't sound like it's a very healthy way to treat your cards.
Yeah.
Alright, my number 2 is Brotherhood of Fire Fist. I have always loved this deck since it came out in Cosmo Blazer. I think I probably bought the equivalent of, I don't know, like this is when I was getting back into it a little bit more. This is right after Dragoonies and whatnot. I bought maybe the equivalent of 3 boxes worth of regular flat-out boosters, trying to get a bear, because my name means bear-like. And so I was like, oh, I want to build it, and I finally got all my bears, and I love the deck still to today. It's like just so consistent. You can synchro, you can exceed, you can just destroy, pop, 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 do this special, burn your opponent, because that's what it does. And then before we get to our number 1 picks, Daniel and I have a few honorable mentions because Richard's relatively new to the game.
Yeah, I'm just picking it back up.
Which is always good. I mean, it's great to have top and favorites, stuff like that, even when you're just getting back into it. So we decided to include him because of that. Right, that's what we did, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And he's kind of a cool guy, too. All right, go ahead. List yours.
All right. All 3 at the same time. Want an explanation for any of them? Just name them.
You can do whatever you want to.
Okay. My honorable mentions are Yangzings, Hieratics, and Chaos Dragons.
My 4 honorable mentions are Desk Bots, fantastic new deck that I love. Rocks in any variation, not just Rocks Stun because that's a... Never mind. Counter Traps. I love the deck of Counter Traps. You can call it Counter Fairies. I'm even getting to the point where I'm calling it Counter Fairies because especially after Ariadne came out, I just love the deck. And then you have Solemn Strike for free. Any Solemn card for free. No cost, whatever. You know, Divine Wrath for free. Do whatever you want to. And then my other one is... what the frick? What's my other deck? Maybe I should have written my stuff down. Oh, Burning Abyss! Burning Abyss, I love Burning Abyss. I loved it before like they announced the effects. So I was like, ooh, they're basing something off of Inferno? Right, that's the right one, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, basing something off of Inferno because it looks so cool. And then they announced the effects, and then I saw Dante is going to be a $100 card. And I was like, well, frick. But eventually, over time, I built it, and I have it today, and I love it still. Even though it's been hit, it's still very viable and very fun to play. Mm-hmm. And coming to our number 1, starting with Richard.
I'd have to say my number 1 is probably the Blackluster Soldier deck. I'm actually in the middle of constructing it right now, but I've loved Blackluster Soldier ever since it first came out back, like when?
Way back.
Way back. But anyway, it's just I've been playing it on YGO Pro. I have a great time with it, and I can't wait to finish it. Danny?
My number one is the Blue Eyes deck. I have been playing Blue Eyes ever since the game originated, or ever since I got my hands on the first Kaiba structure deck. And every deck I played from then had Blue Eyes Red Dragon in it. Whenever I came back into Yu-Gi-Oh! My freshman year of college, and my friends were helping reconstruct a deck, they were all like, maybe you shouldn't play Blue Eyes. And I was like, no, I'm playing Blue Eyes in my deck. And then over time, I kind of constructed a Blue Eyes deck. I got frustrated with it. I've reconstructed it. I've gone from the ground up. My favorite build that I ran was a Dragon Ruler build. It was super consistent, but the very next day that I finally had a finished favorite build, it was hit, and Dragon Rulers were banned, and I was on the fence. I almost considered quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Whenever I said that because my favorite deck wasn't playable anymore. And that made me super upset. But then my friends convinced me to get back into it. I reconstructed the build from the ground up. And then we hear there's new Blue Eye support coming out. And that you should have seen my face whenever I saw there was Blue Eye support. And I was super happy.
Did I break that to you? I think I broke it to you.
It was in the middle of the night. I was asleep. And you said, you're going to be very happy in the morning. And I was like, oh, AJ probably posted a video of the TheSonicDucks that I like. But no, there was Blue Eye support video in the morning. And I'm glad I didn't see it at night because I wouldn't be able to sleep that night. But because I was super excited for it the very next day. And the Blue Eye support is really actually functional. It hurts Pendulums as well as it hurts Cosmo, my two biggest threats, I think, in this game right now. And that just rejuvenates my love for the deck even more. And also Blue Eyes Red Dragon is like the best boss monster in the world.
Bullcrap. So before I list mine, I'm just gonna say, like, we want to see what your favorite decks are. It doesn't have to be something, because we're kind of somewhat retro, but we play some meta, not necessarily when it's meta, because we're behind the game here in Northwest Oklahoma. But we still like to enjoy the game, and we love it, and we definitely want to hear what your opinions are. So, without further ado, my personal favorite, it's no surprise to anyone who knows me, is Gravekeepers. I love Gravekeepers because it's like every single regional I've gone to. When I went to YCS, I took it. Most of the locals I've been to, I play the deck, and most people hate me for it, or else they're really excited because it's something completely different. It's not meta, but I end up going plus, like or break even with it, and I just love it because the art style is great. The fact that it's really old is really cool. I mean, it's just something new to my heart. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we hope you have a great day.
I wrote mine down just to make sure I have it.
Whips. I'm just kidding. That's a bunch of bull crap. Will Ride Rangers ride? Wait, here we go. And Ride Rangers ride. There we go.
Blooper reels.